I'm in. Where's the vault? The explosion tore through the penthouse like thunder. Glass burst inward, raining down in 1,000 glittering pieces. Alarms shrieked. Maya crashed through on a zipline, boots slamming marble 40 stories above Seoul's neon sprawl. Gun up, moving fast. East wall, 90 seconds before his men arrive. Taehyun's voice crackled sharp in her ear. She sprinted across the room, found the vault embedded in the wall. Her fingers attacked the keypad, numbers flying, bypassing codes, cracking security like it was nothing. The lock beeped. The door swung open. A black briefcase sat inside, waiting. She snatched it, popped the latches, lifted the lid. Diamonds flooded her vision, thousands of them, 500 million worth of blood and fire, each stone catching light like a frozen scream. Holy shit! Every light in the penthouse exploded to life. Maya whipped around, gun leveled, heart hammering against her ribs. Minjun sat in a leather chair 10 feet away, whiskey glass in one hand, perfectly still, perfectly composed, like he'd been carved from stone. The sleeve of his Tom Ford suit rode up slightly as he lifted the glass, revealing the edge of black ink on his wrist, the coiled dragon that wound up his forearm, marking him as the eldest son, the rightful heir. Beautiful, aren't they? His voice was silk over razor wire. Blood diamonds, Sierra Leone, each one bought with a life I took to build this empire. Her finger tightened on the trigger. Don't move. I've been sitting here for 20 minutes. He tilted his head, studying her like a specimen under glass. Watching you break into my home. Listening to you conspire with my brother. He paused. Let the silence sharpen. Tell me, Maya, how long have you two been planning to betray me? Maya, abort. Get out now. Taehyun's voice screamed through her earpiece. Minjun rose from the chair. Slow. Deliberate. A predator who'd already won. 3 months ago, you walked into my life. I gave you everything. My trust. My bed. My heart. His voice fractured at the edges. And the whole time, you belonged to him. The doors detonated inward. Taehyun stormed through, gun raised, rain dripping from his leather jacket. His eyes locked on Maya first, then the diamonds, then his brother. The tiger tattooed across his throat seemed to pulse with each furious breath, its teeth bared at his jawline, claws extending down to his collarbone. A predator announcing itself to the world. Step away from her. Minjun didn't even turn. She slept in my bed last night, little brother. Each word dropped like a blade. Tell me, where was she sleeping the night before? Taehyun went rigid. The gun wavered. Understanding crashed through his face like a fist through glass. No. His voice barely escaped his throat. Tell me he's lying. Silence swallowed the room whole. Maya. Desperation bled through now. Please, tell me he's lying. She couldn't breathe, couldn't speak. I'm sorry. 2 words. A grenade with the pin pulled. Both brothers stared at her. Rage. Heartbreak. Murder. All of it burning in their eyes. Maya didn't think. She fired 3 rounds into the floor-to-ceiling window behind her. The glass detonated outward. Seoul's freezing wind screamed into the room. 40 stories of black sky opened up beneath her. She clutched the briefcase to her chest and dove into the void. Gravity seized her. The city rushed up to meet her. Neon lights streaking, wind tearing at her clothes, her lungs, her sanity. Her hand found the grappling gun. Fired. The hook shot upward, bit into concrete. The line snapped taut. Her body jerked hard, swinging in a violent arc toward the neighboring tower. She hit the rooftop like a meteor. Rolled. Diamonds scattered across the concrete. She scooped them back into the case, came up sprinting. Behind her, cutting through the wail of alarms and the howl of wind, she heard them. Find her. Bring her back alive. Minjun's voice. Cold. Final. Then Taehyun's. Broken. Savage. I'm going to kill her. A pause, heavy as death. Not if I do it first. Maya ran harder, faster. The briefcase clutched against her ribs like a beating heart made of diamonds and blood. She'd just declared war on the two most dangerous men in Seoul. And the worst part, the part that would destroy her before they ever could, she was in love with both of them. Wherever you are right now, watching this alone at 2 a.m. or killing time on your commute, drop where you're from in the comments. Let's see how far a story about diamonds, blood, and impossible choices can travel. But to understand how we got here, how one woman ended up with two brothers ready to burn Seoul to find her, we need to go back. 7 days earlier, Washington, D.C. Rain hammered the sidewalk outside Langley. Maya sat in a windowless briefing room, fluorescent lights buzzing overhead like dying insects. Her handler, a man named Graves with dead eyes and cheaper cologne, slid a manila folder across the table. Sierra Leone, 2019. 500 million in conflict diamonds stolen from rebel forces during the Civil War. He tapped the folder. They disappeared into the international black market. We've been tracking them for 6 years. Maya flipped the folder open. Photographs spilled out. Raw diamonds. Death. Villages burned to ash. 3 weeks ago, our asset in Seoul confirmed the diamonds surfaced in South Korea. They're caught in a territorial war between two brothers who run the Korean underworld. He slid 2 more photographs across. Meet the Kang brothers. The first photograph showed a man in a tailored suit stepping out of a black Mercedes. Sharp features, cold eyes, dragon tattoo visible on his hand gripping a briefcase. Kang Min-jun, 35, elder brother. On paper, he's a legitimate businessman. Hotels, art galleries, tech investments. Real estate empire worth $3 billion. In reality, he's the architect of Seoul's largest money laundering operation. Moves cash for the Yakuza, triads, Russian syndicates. Untouchable. His father built the empire. He perfected it. Graves pulled out the second photograph. Younger man, leather jacket, motorcycle. A tiger's snarl tattooed up his throat. Kang Tae-hyun, 31, younger brother. Everything Min-jun isn't. Runs the street operations, drugs, weapons, underground fight clubs, human trafficking. Violent, unpredictable, loyal only to chaos. He paused. 3 years ago, the brothers went to war over succession. Their father died. Neither would yield. Seoul burned for 6 months. Hundreds dead. The city's still recovering. What stopped it? A woman. Graves slid another photo across. Young. Beautiful. Dead. Park Ji-woo. She worked for Min-jun. Tae-hyun fell in love with her. When she chose Min-jun, Tae-hyun tried to kill them both. She died in the crossfire. Min-jun blames Tae-hyun. Tae-hyun blames Min-jun. They haven't spoken since. Maya studied the photographs. 2 brothers. 1 empire torn in half. The diamonds? Intercepted mid-transfer. Both brothers want them. Neither will yield. Our intelligence suggests they're planning simultaneous heists on each other's operations. The diamonds are the bait. He leaned forward. Your mission is simple. Infiltrate, seduce, steal. Get the diamonds and get out before Seoul explodes again. Which brother? Whichever one gets you closest to the diamonds fastest. Maya closed the folder, looked at Graves. And if they both do? He smiled. No warmth in it. Then you're better at this than I thought. 48 hours later, Maya landed at Incheon International Airport. Seoul spread out beneath the descending plane, a sprawl of light and concrete, neon bleeding into rain, the Han River cutting through the city's heart like a black vein. She cleared customs, grabbed her bag, stepped into the arrivals terminal. A man in a black suit waited by the exit. Clean cut, professional. The tattoo on his neck was small but unmistakable. A dragon scale, one of many that marked Min-jun's inner circle. Miss Park? He bowed slightly. Mr. Kang sends his regards. He's expecting you at the gallery. Maya's cover identity, Park Min-seo, art consultant from New York, Korean American, specializing in West African antiquities. She'd spent 3 weeks memorizing the role. Every detail. Every lie. I didn't realize Mr. Kang knew I'd arrived. The man's smile didn't reach his eyes. Mr. Kang knows everything that happens in Seoul. The car was a black Genesis G90, bulletproof glass, leather interior that smelled like money and violence. They drove through Gangnam, luxury boutiques, high-rises piercing low clouds, streets wet from earlier rain reflecting red and blue neon. The gallery sat in Cheongdam-dong, minimalist, expensive, white walls, track lighting, abstract paintings that cost more than most people earned in a lifetime. Min-jun stood in the center of the main room, examining a sculpture. He wore a charcoal Tom Ford suit, tailored so precisely it looked weaponized. When he turned, Maya saw him fully for the first time. Handsome, controlled, dangerous in the way a loaded gun is dangerous, quiet until it isn't. The dragon tattoo wound up his right arm, visible when his sleeve shifted as he extended his hand. The ink was masterwork, scales rendered in perfect detail, the creature's head disappearing beneath his collar, likely continuing across his shoulder and back. In Korean Mafia tradition, the eldest son wore the dragon. Authority, legacy, the burden of an empire. Miss Park. His voice was smooth, cultured. Thank you for coming on such short notice. She shook his hand, felt the controlled strength in his grip. Your collection is impressive, Mr. Kang. Please, Min-jun. He gestured to the paintings. My father believed art was the purest form of power, beauty that outlasts empires. I've tried to honor that philosophy. They walked through the gallery. He explained each piece, the artist, the provenance, the story behind the acquisition. He spoke like a man who'd studied beauty the way generals study war. I'm particularly interested in expanding into African antiquities, he said. Benin bronzes, Nok sculptures, art stolen during colonization and scattered across the world. There's a poetry in reclaiming what was taken, don't you think? And profit in it too. He smiled. Actually smiled. I like honesty. Most people who walk into this gallery lie to my face for 3 hours before asking for what they want. What do you want, Min-jun? He stopped walking, turned to face her fully. His eyes were dark, intelligent, calculating, like he was solving an equation only he could see. I want someone who understands that everything beautiful is also dangerous. The air between them sharpened. I've arranged dinner, he said. There's a restaurant in Itaewon I think you'll appreciate, unless you're tired from the flight. I don't get tired. Good. The restaurant was tucked into a narrow alley off the main strip. Traditional Korean. Private room, low table. The food arrived in waves. Banchan, galbi, seafood pancakes, makgeolli poured into shallow bowls. Min-jun ate slowly, deliberately, every movement controlled. Tell me about New York, he said. Maya slipped into her cover story, the gallery she worked for, her graduate studies at Columbia, her father's Korean heritage and her mother's American pragmatism. She wove truth and fiction together until they became indistinguishable. He listened, asked questions that cut too close to things she hadn't prepared for. You're not what I expected, he said finally. What did you expect? Someone easier to read. Disappointed? Intrigued. He poured more makgeolli. His sleeve rode up again, revealing more of the dragon, its body coiling around his forearm, detailed scales catching the light. She noticed scarring beneath the ink, old wounds, knife fights, maybe, or something worse. My father had the same tattoo, Min-jun said, catching her looking. Every eldest son in the Kang family for 6 generations has carried the dragon. It's not decoration. It's a brand, a promise. You wear the dragon. You carry the weight of everyone who came before. And your brother? His expression didn't change, but something cold flickered behind his eyes. My brother chose the tiger, the predator, the hunter. He wanted everyone to see his teeth. He took a drink. We used to joke that between the dragon and the tiger, we were unstoppable. Turns out we were just combustible. You don't speak anymore. It wasn't a question. No. He set down his glass. We don't. The silence stretched. Rain started outside, drumming against the windows. Why did you really invite me here, Minjun? He studied her for a long moment. Because in my world, Miss Park, everyone wants something. And I need to know what you want before I decide whether to give it to you or kill you for trying to take it. The temperature in the room dropped 10 degrees. Maya didn't flinch. I want to build something that matters. I want to work with someone who understands that art isn't just beauty, it's power. And I want to prove I'm worth more than the assumptions people make when they see my face. Truth, wrapped in lies, the best kind of deception. Minjun leaned back slightly. The tension eased. You'll start Monday. I'm acquiring a collection from a private seller in Busan. Yoruba masks, 16th century. I need you to authenticate them and negotiate the price. I look forward to it. He stood, offered his hand again. Welcome to Seoul, Miss Park. She shook it, felt the calluses on his palm. This man had built his empire with more than just money. The driver took her to a hotel in Gangnam. Luxury suite, 18th floor. View of the city lights bleeding into rain-soaked streets. Maya stood at the window, watching Seoul breathe. Her phone buzzed. Graves. Status? She typed back. Contact established. Minjun trusts easily. Don't confuse curiosity with trust. He's testing you. She deleted the conversation, stripped, showered, let hot water burn the flight and the lies off her skin. In the mirror, she examined her own body. No tattoos, no marks of allegiance. In the world she'd just entered, that made her either invisible or an outsider. She wasn't sure which was more dangerous. She slept 3 hours, woke at 4 a.m., couldn't fall back asleep. At 6 a.m., she went for a run along the Han River, dawn breaking cold and grey over the water, the city waking up around her, street vendors setting up, commuters flooding the subway, the smell of coffee and gasoline mixing in the morning air. When she returned to the hotel, there was a package waiting at the front desk. Inside, a keycard, a handwritten note. You're wasting money on hotels. Use the penthouse, top floor. Consider it a signing bonus. MJ. She took the elevator up. The doors opened. Directly into the apartment. Floor-to-ceiling windows. Minimalist furniture. A Steinway grand piano in the corner. Bookshelves lined with first editions. The space was immaculate, cold, perfect, like a museum exhibit of how rich men lived. She explored. Kitchen, bedroom, office. And in the office, behind a false panel she found by accident, a wall safe. Her heart kicked. Too easy. This was a test. She left the safe alone, unpacked her things, made coffee, stood at the window and watched Seoul sprawl beneath her. Her phone rang. Unknown number. She answered. You found it yet? A man's voice. Rough. Amused. Not Minjun. Who is this? The brother he doesn't talk about. A pause. Taehyun. And before you ask how I got your number, I know everything Minjun knows. Usually before he knows it. What do you want? To meet the woman he's letting sleep in his penthouse after knowing her for one day. That's not like him. Which means you're either exceptionally talented or exceptionally dangerous. Maybe both. He laughed. Actually laughed. Tonight, Hongdae. There's a club called Vinyl. Basement level. Come alone. And if I don't? Then you'll never know which brother has the diamonds, and you'll waste 3 months playing house with Minjun while I sell them to the Chinese and disappear. The line went dead. Maya stared at the phone. She'd been in Seoul for less than 48 hours, and already both brothers knew exactly who she was. Or thought they did. This was going to get complicated fast. That night, Maya took the subway to Hongdae. The neighborhood pulsed with youth and rebellion. Street art covering every surface. Live music bleeding from basement venues. The smell of fried chicken and beer mixing with cigarette smoke and rain. Vinyl was exactly where Taehyun said it'd be. Concrete steps leading down. No sign. Just a red door with a bouncer outside. The bouncer was massive. Scarred. The tiger stripes tattooed across his bald head marked him as one of Taehyun's men. He looked at Maya like she was prey. Name. He's expecting me. The bouncer spoke into a radio, waited, nodded. Downstairs, last door. The club was packed, bodies moving to bass that rattled her ribs, strobe lights cutting through smoke. She pushed through the crowd, followed the corridor to the back. Last door, steel, soundproofed. She knocked. It's open. She stepped inside. The room was smaller than she expected. Exposed brick. A desk covered in weapons, guns, knives, ammunition. A punching bag hanging in the corner, blood-stained and splitting at the seams. Taehyun sat on the desk, cleaning a pistol. He looked up when she entered. Younger than Minjun. Rougher. Handsome in a way that felt dangerous, like touching a live wire. The tiger tattoo dominated his throat, crawling up from beneath his leather jacket. The predator's snarl positioned perfectly so it looked like he was always ready to strike. The ink continued down beneath his collar, likely covering his chest and shoulders. She could see more tattoos on his hands, geometric patterns, symbols she didn't recognize, marking him as someone who'd earned his place through violence, not inheritance. You're taller than I thought, he said. You're younger. 22 months between me and my brother. Might as well be 22 years the way he treats me. He set the gun down. Want a drink? I want to know how you knew I was working for Minjun. I know everything that happens in Seoul. I have people everywhere. Hotels, airports, the gallery, even in my brother's organization. He poured 2 glasses of whiskey, slid one across. You checked into the Schiller at 6 p.m. yesterday, met Minjun at his gallery at 8, had dinner in Itaewon. He gave you his penthouse this morning. That move, by the way, that's him claiming you, making sure every player in Seoul knows you're under his protection. Maya took the whiskey, didn't drink it. And you called me because I'm offering you a better deal. He stood, walked closer. Minjun thinks he's going to use you to authenticate some art, expand his money laundering, maybe fuck you a few times before he gets bored. Me? I'm offering partnership. For what? Stealing 500 million in diamonds from my brother and splitting them 50-50. There it was. The mission laid out by the person she was supposed to be stealing from. Why would I betray him? Because he's going to betray you first. That's what he does. He collects things. Art, people, loyalty. And when he's done with them, he throws them away. Ask the last woman who trusted him. His voice dropped. Oh wait, you can't. She's dead. Jiwoo. Taehyun's entire body went rigid. The name hit him like a bullet. He told you about her? No, I did my research. Then you know she chose him over me, believed his promises, his control, his I'll take care of you bullshit. His hands curled into fists. The tattoos on his knuckles stretched. And she died because of it. Your men killed her. His war killed her. The words exploded out of him. He forced me to choose between my brother and the woman I loved. So I chose her. And he made sure I lost them both. The pain in his voice was real, raw. This wasn't an act. What are the diamonds to you? Maya asked. Revenge. Proof that I can take something from him he can't get back. He moved closer. Close enough she could smell leather and gunpowder and rain. But mostly, their freedom. 500 million buys me out of this city, out of his shadow, out of the fucking legacy I never asked for. And what do you think I want? I think you want what everyone in this city wants. Power. Money. A way out. His eyes locked on hers. I think you're smart enough to know Minjun will never give you any of that. But I will. She should have said no. Should have walked out. Should have reported back to Graves and stuck to the mission. Instead, she heard herself say, "Where are the diamonds?" Taehyun smiled. Wolfish. Hungry. In Minjun's vault, top floor of his office building, the same penthouse you're sleeping in. You want me to steal from inside his home. I want you to get close, learn his routines, find his weaknesses, and when the moment's right, we take everything and burn his empire to ash. He'll know it was you. I'm counting on it. The absoluteness of his hatred was almost beautiful. Almost. I need time to think, Maya said. You have 24 hours. After that, I'm assuming you chose him, and you become an obstacle I remove. He picked up the gun again, started cleaning it. Casual. You know the way out. She left, walked back through the club, up the stairs, into Hongdae's neon chaos. Her phone buzzed. Minjun. Dinner tomorrow night. My place. 8 p.m. She stared at the message. 2 brothers. 2 offers. 2 paths leading to the same diamonds. And she was going to walk both of them straight into hell. The next morning, Maya went to the gallery. Minjun had left instructions with his assistant, a nervous young woman with a dragon scale tattoo barely visible behind her ear, marking her as part of the organization. Maya was to catalogue a new shipment of sculptures arriving from Busan, verify authenticity, and prepare acquisition documents. She spent 6 hours in the gallery's basement, surrounded by art worth millions, carefully building her cover. At 2 p.m., Minjun appeared. How's the collection? Authentic. 16th century. Yoruba ceremonial masks, worth approximately 8 million on the legal market. And the illegal one? 20 million to the right buyer. He smiled, pleased. You're good at this. I know. He moved through the basement, examining pieces with the careful attention of someone who genuinely loved beauty. His suit jacket was off, sleeves rolled to his elbows, the dragon tattoo fully visible now. The detail was extraordinary. Each scale individually inked, shading that made the creature look 3-dimensional, like it might uncoil from his skin and strike. My father had his dragon done in Tokyo, Minjun said, catching her staring again. Traditional Tabori method. Hand-poked. Took 3 years. When he died, I went to the same artist. Sat for 18 months. Every session felt like paying penance. For what? For wanting the empire more than I wanted my father to stay alive. He said it simply, like admitting he preferred coffee to tea. I was 28 when he had his first heart attack. 29 when he had his second. I knew the stress was killing him, and I kept pushing him to expand, to take more territory, to win. He touched the tattoo absently. This ink? It's stained with his blood, metaphorically and literally. The honesty startled her. Why tell me this? Because everyone in Seoul knows the story already. They know my father died and I inherited an empire built on corpses. What they don't know is whether I regret it. He looked at her directly. I don't. And I need you to understand that about me before we go any further. Go where? Wherever this is going. He stepped closer. Not threatening. Just present. You're not who you say you are, Miss Park. Your credentials are real. Your expertise is genuine. But there's something you're not telling me. Her heart rate spiked. Stayed calm. Everyone has secrets, Minjun. Yes, and I'm very good at uncovering them. He reached out slowly and touched her face, just fingertips against her cheek. But I'm willing to wait, because whatever you're hiding, I don't think you're here to hurt me. Not yet. The touch lingered. Then he withdrew. Dinner. Tonight. Don't be late. He left. Maya stood alone in the basement, surrounded by stolen art and the ghost of his hand on her skin. She was in deeper than she'd planned. At 7:30 p.m., she returned to the penthouse. Showered. Changed into something elegant but not obvious. Black dress. Minimal jewelry. Minjun was already there when she emerged from the bedroom. He'd cooked. Actual cooking. Pasta. Wine. Candles on the table. You cook? She said. My mother insisted all her sons learn. She said a man who can't feed himself is a man who can be controlled through hunger. He pulled out her chair. Taehyun burned water. I paid attention. They ate. The food was excellent. The wine was better. Tell me about your mother, Maya said. Minjun's expression shifted, softened almost imperceptibly. She was a classical pianist, Juilliard trained. Met my father when she was performing in Seoul. He was not a good man, but he loved her in the only way he knew how. Violently, possessively. He refilled their glasses. She died when I was 16. Cancer. Tae-hyun was 14. My father never recovered. He threw himself into the business, built an empire because he couldn't save the one thing he actually wanted. Is that why you play? He glanced at the Steinway in the corner. I play because it's the only part of her I can still touch. The vulnerability in his voice was staggering. This man who commanded an empire through fear and precision. He was breaking himself open for her, showing her the wound beneath the armor. Play something for me, she said. Now? Now. He stood, walked to the piano, sat down. His fingers found the keys. Chopin. Nocturne in E-flat major. The melody poured through the penthouse like liquid sorrow, each note perfectly controlled, perfectly executed, perfect and devastating. Maya watched his hands move, the dragon seeming to flow with the music, the scars beneath the ink, the man beneath the monster. When he finished, silence filled the space like water. My mother used to say music is the only honest language, Min-jun said quietly. You can't lie with a piano. You can only reveal. What did you just reveal? He turned on the bench, looked at her. That I'm lonely. That I'm tired of controlling everything. That I want someone in my life I don't have to be perfect for. She crossed the room, stood in front of him. You barely know me. I know enough. You know nothing. Then tell me. She should have walked away, should have maintained distance, should have remembered the mission. Instead, she kissed him, soft, tentative, a question more than a statement. He answered by pulling her closer, deepening the kiss, his hands on her waist, her back, tangling in her hair. The kiss tasted like wine and danger, and the beginning of something that couldn't be stopped. When they broke apart, both breathing hard, he pressed his forehead against hers. Stay, he whispered. I'm already here. I mean, stay. With me. Let me keep you. The possessiveness in his voice should have terrified her. Instead, it ignited something dark and hungry in her chest. Ask me again in the morning. He did, and she said yes. If you're still here, you know this isn't just a story. It's someone's life. Maybe even yours. Subscribe so these stories keep finding you. The next 3 weeks blurred together in a haze of galleries and gun deals, art authentication and criminal empire management. Maya moved through Min-jun's world like smoke, present, intangible, seeing everything. His men watched her with suspicion and curiosity. They all carried the same marks. Dragon scales tattooed somewhere visible. Neck, hands, forearms. The higher the rank, the more elaborate the ink. Min-jun's lieutenant, a man named Kim with cold eyes and colder hands, had scales covering both arms and crawling up his throat. He didn't trust her. Made it obvious. She's a liability, Kim said one night when he thought she wasn't listening. She's mine, Min-jun replied, and you'll treat her accordingly. The possession should have felt suffocating. Instead, it felt like protection. But at night, when Min-jun slept beside her, his breathing even, his guard down, Maya stared at the ceiling and thought about Tae-hyun, his offer, his rage, his raw, uncontrolled want. She should have reported back to Graves. Should have told him about both brothers, both offers, the diamonds sitting 40 floors above Seoul in a vault she could access any time. She didn't. Instead, she started planning. On day 19, Min-jun took her to a shareholder meeting at one of his hotels. Legitimate business. Executives in suits. PowerPoints about quarterly earnings. She sat beside him, playing the role of consultant. Beautiful, intelligent, ornamental. During a break, she excused herself to the restroom. In the hallway, Tae-hyun was waiting. 24 hours turned into 3 weeks, he said. I'm starting to think you made your choice. I'm gathering intel. You're sleeping in his bed. That's part of the job. He moved fast, pushed her against the wall. Not violent, just intense. His hands braced on either side of her head, caging her in. The tiger on his throat was inches from her face. "Don't fucking lie to me," he said quietly. "I can see it in your eyes. You're falling for him. I'm doing what I need to do to get close to the diamonds." "Bullshit. Tae-hyun, you know what the difference is between me and my brother?" His voice dropped to a whisper. "He'll make you fall in love with him slowly. So slowly you won't notice until it's too late. He'll own you piece by piece until there's nothing left that's yours." He leaned closer. "I don't have that kind of patience. I want you. Right now. Completely. And I won't pretend it's anything civilized." Her breathing had gone shallow. "We can't do this here." "Then where?" She gave him an address. An apartment she'd rented under a false name in Itaewon. Insurance. Escape route. Cover. "Tomorrow night, 11 p.m. He smiled, released her, stepped back. "Don't stand me up." He disappeared down the hallway. Maya returned to the meeting, sat beside Minjun, felt his hand find hers beneath the table, fingers interlacing. She was playing both sides, betraying both brothers. And the terrible truth was, she wanted them both. The next night, she told Minjun she had a late authentication meeting with a private collector. He kissed her forehead, told her to be safe, had one of his men drive her to Itaewon. She dismissed the driver 2 blocks from the apartment, walked the rest. Keys ready. Tae-hyun was already inside when she arrived. "You broke into my safe house?" "I break into everything." He was standing at the window, looking out at Seoul's lights. Nice place. Very careful. Very prepared. Very CIA. Her blood went cold. "What?" He turned, held up a folder. Her real passport inside. The one Graves had given her. The one she'd hidden in a false panel behind the bathroom mirror. Maya Pierce, 28. Born in Oakland, California. Former Army intelligence. Recruited by CIA 6 years ago. Specialty. Infiltration. Weapons. Honey traps. He tossed the folder on the table. "You're not an art consultant. You're a fucking spy." She didn't move. Didn't breathe. "Does Minjun know?" "Not yet. I found this 2 days ago. Been trying to decide what to do with it. You could have told him." "I could have." He moved closer. Predatory. Dangerous. But that would have ruined the fun. "See, I don't care who you are or why you're really here. I just care that you're here. And you're going to help me destroy my brother whether you plan to or not. I won't." He kissed her. Hard. Brutal. A claiming, not a question. She should have fought. Should have pulled away. Instead, she kissed back. Matched his intensity. Dug her nails into his shoulders and let 3 weeks of restraint and lies and carefully controlled desire explode. They broke apart, both breathing hard. "I'm not choosing you," she said. "I don't care. I'll take whatever I can get." His hands framed her face. Rough. Certain. "You want to know the truth? I've been watching you for 3 weeks. Watching you play my brother. Watching you pretend. And the whole time, I've been imagining what you'd look like if you stopped lying. Just for 5 minutes. Just with me. This is insane. Everything about this is insane. But I'm done pretending I don't want you." He kissed her again. Slower this time. Deeper. Like he was trying to memorize the taste of her. When they finally broke apart, Maya's hands were shaking. "I need to go," she said. "No, you don't. Tae-hyun, stay. Just tonight. Let me have this." She should have said no. She stayed. They didn't sleep. Just talked. He told her about growing up in Minjun's shadow, about watching his brother become everything their father wanted while Tae-hyun became everything their father feared. About Ji-woo. The truth of what happened. "She was pregnant," he said quietly. "Mine. Minjun's. We never knew which. She was going to tell us the night she died." His voice cracked. "The bullet that killed her came from my gun. My man fired it during the ambush. So yeah, I killed her. But Minjun created the war that put her in the crossfire." The pain in his voice was unbearable. "I'm sorry," Maya whispered. "Don't be. Just promise me something." "What?" "When this is over, when you've stolen the diamonds and betrayed us both and disappeared, promise me you'll remember I was honest with you. I didn't pretend to be civilized. I didn't lie about what I wanted." He touched her face. "I wanted you, and I told you that. No games." She kissed him. One more time. Gentle. A goodbye that wasn't quite a goodbye. At 4 a.m., she left, caught a cab back to Minjun's penthouse. He was awake when she arrived, sitting at the piano, not playing, just sitting. "You smell like cigarettes and leather," he said without turning around. Her heart stopped. "The collector smokes. Don't lie to me, Maya." He turned. His eyes found hers across the room. "I know you met with my brother." She didn't move, didn't confirm, didn't deny. "I have people following you. Protection, safety." He stood, walked toward her. "They reported you went to an apartment in Itaewon. Taehyun entered 10 minutes before you, left 3 hours later. You left at 4 a.m. Minjun, I'm not angry." He stopped in front of her, studied her face. "I'm disappointed. I thought if you were going to betray me, you'd at least be creative about it." "I'm not betraying you." "Then what are you doing?" The truth sat on her tongue like poison. "I'm trying to figure out which one of you I trust less." The honesty surprised them both. Minjun laughed, actually laughed. Low and bitter. "Good. You shouldn't trust either of us. We're both going to hurt you. The only question is whether you'll see it coming." He walked past her, toward the bedroom. "Come to bed." "You're not going to kill you? Throw you out? Call my men?" He looked back. "No, I'm going to keep you close. Because whatever game you're playing, I want to watch it unfold. And when it inevitably destroys you, I want to be there to catch the pieces." She followed him to bed. He held her, didn't touch her sexually, just held her, like she was something precious he was preparing to lose. The next day, everything escalated. Minjun had a meeting with a Chinese triad representative. Legitimate meeting, art sale, a Qing dynasty jade collection worth 40 million. Maya attended as his consultant. The meeting was in a private room at one of Minjun's hotels in Junggu. The triad representative, a woman named Chen with eyes like black ice, brought 4 bodyguards, all tattooed with traditional Chinese designs. Dragons, phoenixes, demons. The negotiations went smoothly. Too smoothly. Halfway through, Chen smiled at Minjun. "I hear your brother is also in the market for jade." The temperature in the room dropped. "My brother and I don't discuss business," Minjun said evenly. "Pity, because I have something you both want. 500 million in uncut diamonds. Sierra Leone. Currently sitting in a cargo container at Incheon port." She sipped her tea. "I'm willing to sell to whichever brother makes the best offer. Or," she looked at Maya, "whichever brother is most motivated." The setup was obvious. Chen was playing them against each other, forcing a bidding war, accelerating the conflict. "I'm not interested," Minjun said. "Liar." Chen stood. "You have 48 hours. After that, I'm selling to the highest bidder, which will probably be your brother, since he's already contacted me with an offer." She left. Her bodyguards followed. Minjun didn't move for a long moment. Then he looked at Maya. "Did you know about this?" "No." "But Taehyun told you about the diamonds." She didn't answer. Didn't need to. "Get in the car," Minjun said quietly. They drove in silence. Not to the gallery. Not to the penthouse. To a warehouse in Incheon. The building was massive. Industrial. Kim and 6 other men, all tattooed with dragon scales, waited inside. "Secure the perimeter," Minjun told them. When they were alone, he turned to Maya. "I need to know where your loyalty is." "I don't have loyalty. I have survival instinct." "Good, because I'm about to make this very simple." He pulled out a gun, set it on the table between them. "My brother contacted the Chinese, made an offer, which means he has funding I don't know about. which means he has allies I haven't identified, which means he's more dangerous than I calculated. What do you want me to do? I want you to go to him, accept his offer, get close, find out his plan, and when the moment is right, he touched the gun. I want you to kill him. The air left the room. You want me to murder your brother. I want you to eliminate a threat to my empire. Minjun, don't. His voice hardened. Don't pretend you're not capable. Don't pretend you haven't killed before. I've done my research too. Maya Pierce. 7 confirmed kills during your time in Army intelligence. 4 more during CIA operations. You're not an art consultant. You're a weapon. And I'm pointing you at the one target that matters. She stared at him. This was the monster. The one everyone feared. The dragon. Baring its teeth. And if I refuse, then I'll know you've chosen him over me. And I'll have Kim put a bullet in your head before you reach the door. Kim and the other men materialized from the shadows. Guns drawn, dragon scales visible on every throat, every hand. She was trapped. You're serious. I'm always serious. She picked up the gun, felt its weight. I'll need time. Taehyun doesn't trust easily. You have 72 hours. If my brother isn't dead by then, you will be. He walked out, left her standing there with a gun and an impossible order. Kim lingered. Don't fuck this up, he said. Boss doesn't give second chances. Then he left too. Maya stood alone in the warehouse, gun in hand, trapped between 2 brothers who both wanted her to destroy the other. She should have called Graves, should have extracted, should have aborted the mission. Instead, she called Taehyun. We need to talk. Now. An hour later, she met him at his club in Hongdae. Same room, same bloody punching bag. Same weapons covering the desk. Minjun knows, she said. Knows what? Everything. He knows we met. He knows about the diamonds. He knows you contacted the Chinese. Taehyun went very still. How? He has people everywhere, same as you. What does he want? She couldn't say it, couldn't form the words. Taehyun saw the truth in her face anyway. He wants me dead. Yes. And he wants you to do it. Yes. Silence. Thick and heavy. Then Taehyun started laughing. Low. Dark. Broken. Of course he does. That's perfect. That's so fucking perfect. He looked at her. Did you agree? I didn't have a choice. There's always a choice. Not with a gun to my head. He moved fast, grabbed her wrist, the gun still in her hand, pressed the barrel against his own chest. Then do it. Right now. Pull the trigger. Prove you're his. Her hand shook. Taehyun, do it. The words ripped out of him. Because if you don't, he'll kill you. And I can't watch that happen. I can't. Lose another woman to my brother. So just fucking do it. Tears burned her eyes. I can't. Why not? Because I love you. The confession hung between them like a live wire. Taehyun's expression shattered, reformed, broke again. Say it again. I love you. I love him. I love both of you, and it's destroying me. He pulled her close, held her, the gun still pressed between them. Then we end this, he whispered. Together. We steal the diamonds. We kill my brother. We disappear. I can't kill him. Then I will. Taehyun. He's already dead to me. Has been for 3 years. I'm just finishing what we started. He kissed her. Desperate. Claiming. A promise written in violence. Tomorrow night. The vault. Be ready. He let her go. Walked out. Maya stood alone. Gun still in hand. The weight of 2 men's love pressing down like concrete. She'd started this mission hunting diamonds. Now she was caught in a war that would end with blood. The next day crawled. Maya stayed in the penthouse. Minjun didn't come home, didn't call. The silence was worse than any threat. At 8 p.m., her phone buzzed. Taehyun. Midnight. Be ready. At 11:30 p.m., she dressed in black. Tactical gear. Secured the gun Minjun had given her. Checked the vault's location one more time. At 11:55 p.m., Tai Hyun's voice crackled through her earpiece. I'm in position. Security feed is looped. You have a 10-minute window. She moved to the vault. Her hands knew the codes. She'd memorized them weeks ago. At exactly midnight, she heard the explosion. The rest happened exactly as the opening showed. The vault. The diamonds. Minjun waiting like a predator. Taehyun storming in. The confrontation. The confession. The window exploding. The jump. Now, falling through Seoul's night sky, Maya felt something like freedom. For 10 seconds, she wasn't trapped between two brothers. She was just falling. Then gravity reminded her she was still mortal. She crashed onto the rooftop. Rolled. The briefcase. Scattered diamonds across concrete. She scooped them back. Came up running. Behind her, Seoul erupted. Both brothers mobilized their armies. Dragon scales and tiger stripes flooding the streets. An empire going to war with itself. Maya ran. She had maybe 3 hours before they found her. She needed a plan. She needed a miracle. She needed to disappear. Instead, she went to ground in a love motel in Yeongdongpo, paid cash, locked the door, sat on the bed with the briefcase full of diamonds and the gun Minjun had given her. Her phone rang. Graves. She answered. I have the diamonds. Then extract. We'll have a team at Incheon in 6 hours. Negative. The situation is compromised. Both targets know my identity. Then eliminate the targets and extract. I can't. Pierce. I'm in love with them both. Mission is fucked. I need extraction without the diamonds. Silence on the other end. Say that again. I need extraction. Without the diamonds. You fell in love with the targets. Yes. More silence. Then Graves' voice, cold as death. You're compromised. Extraction denied. You're on your own. If you survive the next 48 hours, turn yourself into the embassy. We'll decide your status then. The line went dead. She was alone. No backup. No extraction. No allies. Just her. 500 million in diamonds. And 2 brothers who wanted her dead or wanted her forever. She wasn't sure which was worse. At 3 a.m., someone knocked on the door. She grabbed the gun, aimed at the door. It's me. Minjun's voice. She opened the door slowly. He stood there alone. No men. No weapons visible. Just him in his suit. Dragon tattoo visible where his sleeve had torn during what must have been a fight. How did you find me? I always find what's mine. He stepped inside, closed the door, saw the briefcase. You were going to run? Yes. Where? Anywhere you weren't. He moved to the window, looked out at Seoul waking up. I should kill you. I know. I should drag you back to my penthouse and make you watch while I burn my brother alive. I know. He turned, looked at her. But I can't. Because even after everything, the lies, the betrayal, the fact that you love him, I still love you more than I hate what you've done. The confession broke something in her chest. Minjun, don't. He held up a hand. Just tell me one thing. If you had to choose, right now, gun to your head, him or me, who would you pick? The truth sat like a stone in her throat. I don't know. He laughed, bitter, broken. At least you're honest about your dishonesty. He moved toward the door, stopped. You have until sunrise. After that, I'm sending every man I have to hunt you. And when they find you, I won't be able to stop what happens next. Why are you giving me time? He looked back, eyes dark, devastated. Because I need you to understand what you're walking away from. I need you to feel what it costs to choose him over me. I need you to suffer the way I'm suffering. His voice dropped to a whisper. And I need you to know that no matter where you run, I will find you. And when I do, you'll have to make a choice. Because I won't share you. Not with him. Not with anyone. He left. The door clicked shut. Maya stood alone. Diamonds scattered across the bed. The first light of dawn bleeding through the window. She had until sunrise. Then the war would begin again. At 5 a.m., her phone buzzed. Taehyun, I know where you are. Don't run. Before she could respond, he was there. The door opened. He'd picked the lock, moved silent as smoke. He looked worse than Minjun, bruised, bleeding. The tiger tattoo on his throat was smudged with someone else's blood. I killed 4 of his men getting here, he said. There's about to be 20 more. We have 3 minutes. Taehyun, I don't care what you said to him. I don't care if you love him. I don't care about anything except getting you out of Seoul alive. He grabbed her hand. There's a boat leaving Incheon port in 40 minutes. Chinese cargo vessel. I have contacts on board. They'll take us to Shanghai. From there, we disappear. I can't. Yes, you can. You choose me. Right now. We take the diamonds. We leave. We start over somewhere he can't reach us. She looked at him, wild, desperate, offering her freedom at the cost of everything else. And Minjun will spend the rest of his life looking for us, and failing. It was a fantasy, a beautiful, impossible fantasy. He'll find us eventually. Maybe. But we'll have years before he does, and I'll take years over nothing. The sound of engines reached them, multiple vehicles, coming fast. Maya, please. She grabbed the briefcase, his hand. Let's go. They ran, out the back, through alleys. Taehyun's motorcycle was waiting 2 blocks away. She climbed on behind him, held tight, the briefcase strapped to her chest. They tore through Seoul at dawn, the city waking up around them. Taehyun drove like a man possessed, weaving through traffic, running red lights, the motorcycle screaming. Behind them, black sedans materialized. Minjun's men, dragon scales visible even from a distance. Hold on! Taehyun accelerated. The motorcycle hit 180 kilometers per hour on the Olympic Highway. Wind tearing at them, dawn light bleeding across the Han River. The sedans kept pace. Then gunfire. Bullets sparked off pavement. Taehyun swerved, nearly lost control, recovered. Maya drew her gun, twisted, fired back, hit a windshield. The car swerved, crashed into the barrier. 2 more sedans replaced it. We're not going to make it, she shouted. Yes, we are. He took an exit at full speed, nearly flipped. The motorcycle skidded, recovered. They flew down surface streets. More gunfire. Closer now. Maya fired until her gun was empty. Threw it. It hit one driver's window. Cracked it. Not enough. They were being herded, pushed toward an industrial area. Warehouses and empty lots. A trap. Taehyun. I know. He slammed the brakes. The motorcycle skidded sideways. Stopped. The sedans boxed them in. Doors opened. Men poured out. Dragon scales everywhere. Kim stepped forward, gun raised. Get off the bike, both of you. Taehyun put himself between Maya and the guns. You'll have to go through me. That can be arranged. Kim. A new voice, cold, controlled. Minjun stepped out of the lead car. He looked at Taehyun, then Maya, then the briefcase. Give me the diamonds. No, Taehyun said. I wasn't asking you. Minjun's eyes locked on Maya. You made your choice. You chose him. So give me the diamonds. Walk away. I'll let you both live. You're lying, Maya said. Maybe. But it's the best offer you're going to get. Taehyun's hand found hers. Don't trust him. I don't trust either of you. She opened the briefcase. Diamonds caught the morning light. 500 million in blood and fire. She threw it on the ground between the brothers. Diamonds scattered across concrete. Glittering. Worthless. Everything and nothing. You want them? Take them. Kill each other over them. I'm done. She started walking. Maya. Minjun's voice. Sharp. She didn't stop. Maya. She kept walking. Behind her, she heard Taehyun. Let her go. She's mine. She's not anybody's. Silence. Then, you're right. Minjun's voice changed, softened. She's not. But these are. The sound of a gun cocking. Maya spun. Minjun had picked up the briefcase, closed it. Gun pointed at Taehyun. I should have done this 3 years ago. Then do it, Taehyun said quietly. Finally finish what we started. Brothers, enemies, dragons and tigers. An empire built on blood about to be paid for in more blood. Then the warehouse behind them exploded. The blast threw everyone to the ground. Heat and sound and concrete raining from the sky. Maya hit the pavement, ears ringing, vision swimming. Figures emerged from the smoke. Chinese, dozens of them. Chen at the front. Gentlemen, thank you for gathering in one convenient location. She smiled. We'll take the diamonds now. Gunfire erupted. Minjun's men against the Chinese. Bullets tearing through the morning, bodies dropping. Taehyun pulled Maya behind a car, covered her body with his. Stay down. Minjun dove for cover behind his sedan. Fired back. Controlled. Precise. Every shot a kill. The Chinese kept coming. It was a slaughter. Kim went down, 3 bullets to the chest, blood flowering across his dragon scales. More of Minjun's men fell. Taehyun grabbed a gun from a dead man. Fired. Hit 2 Chinese soldiers. Reloaded. Kept firing. Minjun and Taehyun, separated by 10 feet and 3 years of hatred, fought the same enemy. Not together, but not against each other either. Chen moved toward the diamonds, calm, patient, letting her men do the dying. Maya saw her, saw the briefcase, saw the endgame. She grabbed Taehyun's gun, stood, ran toward the briefcase. Maya, no! Both brothers screamed it. She didn't stop. She reached the briefcase, snatched it, kept running. Chen turned, saw her, smiled. Shoot her. 5 guns tracked Maya. Then Minjun was there, stepping into the line of fire, taking 2 bullets meant for her. He went down hard. No, Taehyun roared, charged the Chinese line. Pure rage and violence, the tiger unleashed. He killed 3 men with his bare hands before someone shot him. He dropped. Maya screamed. She fired until her gun clicked empty, then grabbed another, fired more, killed Chen, killed her bodyguards, killed everyone she could see. The Chinese broke, retreated, ran. Silence fell. Smoke. Blood. Bodies. Maya dropped the gun, ran to Minjun. He was alive. Barely. 2 bullets in his chest. Blood spreading across his white shirt. The dragon tattoo soaked red. You're such an idiot, she sobbed. He smiled. Weak. Fading. I couldn't let you die, even after everything. Don't talk. Help is coming. No, it's not. He touched her face. Blood on his fingers. But it's okay, I got to save you. That's enough. Minjun, I love you. I need you to know that. No games. No manipulation. I love you. His eyes closed. No. She turned. Taehyun was 10 feet away, also bleeding, also alive, crawling toward them. She ran to him, helped him up. How bad? Shoulder. I'll live. He looked at Minjun. Is he? Alive. Barely. The brothers stared at each other across 10 feet of blood-soaked concrete. I'm sorry, Taehyun said. I'm sorry too, Minjun whispered. Sirens in the distance, growing closer. We have to go, Maya said. He needs a hospital, Taehyun said. Then we get him to one. Together, they lifted Minjun, one on each side, carried him to Taehyun's motorcycle. It shouldn't have worked. 3 people on a bike, 2 of them bleeding, 1 unconscious. But it did. Taehyun drove. Maya held Minjun, kept him breathing. The briefcase lost somewhere in the carnage behind them. The diamonds were gone, but they were alive. The hospital was chaos. Doctors, nurses, questions they couldn't answer. Minjun went into surgery. Taehyun got stitched up. Maya sat in the waiting room, covered in blood that wasn't hers, numb. Graves called. She ignored it. The CIA didn't matter anymore. The mission didn't matter. The diamonds didn't matter. Only 2 things mattered, Minjun surviving and Taehyun staying. At dawn, real dawn, not the false one that had started this nightmare, a doctor emerged. He'll live. The bullets missed his heart by centimeters. He's lucky. Maya collapsed, relief and exhaustion dragging her down. Tae-hyun caught her, held her up. "It's over," he said. "Is it?" He didn't answer, because they both knew it wasn't over. Not even close. 6 months later. Bali. Maya sat at a beachside bar, watching waves roll in under a sunset that painted the sky gold and red. A Mai Tai sweated condensation onto the wooden counter. She'd been here for 3 weeks, hiding, recovering, trying to forget. The CIA had disavowed her. Graves had made it official. She was a rogue asset, burned, deleted from all records. Fine. She didn't want to be found anyway. She took a sip of her drink, tasted pineapple and rum and the bitter edge of regret. "Is this seat taken?" Her heart stopped. She turned. Min-jun stood there, different. The suit was gone. He wore linen in casual elegance. The dragon tattoo was fully visible on his arm, scales catching the fading light. Healed now. Scar tissue visible where the bullets had torn into him. "How did you find me?" "I always find what's mine." He sat down, ordered whiskey. "You look good, tanned, rested, happy almost." "I thought you'd be in Seoul." "I was, for a month. Then I realized I was rebuilding an empire I didn't want anymore. So I burned it down, gave the territory to my lieutenants, took what was left and walked away." "Just like that?" "Just like that." He looked at her. "You changed me. Made me want something more than power." Min-jun, movement at her other side. She turned. Tae-hyun stood there, leather jacket, jeans, the tiger on his throat just as vivid as ever. He looked at his brother, then at Maya, then back at his brother. "You too," he said. "Me too," Min-jun confirmed. The brothers stared at each other. Then, slowly, impossibly, they smiled. "Took you both long enough," Maya said. She'd known they'd come, had known from the moment she'd landed in Bali that this peace was temporary, that both brothers would find her, that she'd have to make a choice. "I'm not choosing," she said. "I can't. I love you both. Equally. Impossibly. And I'm done pretending I can pick one and destroy the other." "So what are you proposing?" Min-jun asked carefully. "I'm not proposing anything. I'm stating a fact. You want me? Then you share me. Both of you. Or neither of you." Silence. The ocean breathed behind them, waves and wind and the impossible weight of what she'd just demanded. Tae-hyun laughed first, low, dark, slightly unhinged. "This is insane." "Yes," Maya agreed. "It'll destroy us. Probably. I'm in." He sat down on her left. Min-jun watched his brother, watched her. "You understand what you're asking? This won't be civilized. It won't be easy. Every day will be a negotiation. Every night will be a war." "I know. And you still want this?" "I want both of you, and I'm done apologizing for it." Min-jun considered. The dragon and the tiger. Brothers. Enemies. Both in love with the same woman who refused to choose. "Then we try," he said finally. "God help us all. We try." He sat down on her right. 3 people. 2 brothers. 1 woman. An arrangement that defied logic and morality, and every rule they'd ever lived by. The bartender brought their drinks, looked at the 3 of them, didn't ask questions. Maya lifted her glass. "To bad decisions. To impossible love," Min-jun added. "To burning the world down together," Tae-hyun finished. They drank. The sun set over Bali. The ocean kept breathing. And somewhere in the distance, Seoul glittered like a scar they'd all survived. This wasn't a happy ending. It was barely an ending at all. It was a beginning. And it would probably destroy them. But for 3 people who'd chosen blood and diamonds and war over sanity, destruction was just another word for love. If this found you when you needed it, pass it on to someone still searching for theirs. Subscribe. The next one's even darker.